Okay, Shakin' All Over by Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. This is a fantastic piece of British rock and roll. Lots of really great guitar stuff going on here. If you're watching in North America, you might be more familiar with this song by the version from the band The Guess Who did a cover of it, I think in the 60s. I think they were a Canadian band. They had a big hit in Canada and in the States with this song. But I'm going to be focusing on the Johnny Kidd version today. Hope there's going to be something for everybody. There are a couple of quite easy, iconic riffs that I'm going to show you how to play, and then if you're more of an advanced player, you can have a go at playing that great solo as well. So hope you can have a lot of fun with it. Let me move the camera a bit closer and we can get started. We may as well start with that iconic opening guitar phrase then, the one that goes like this. Actually fairly easy to play. We're just coming down the E minor pentatonic scale, starting at the 3rd fret on the top string, then playing the open top string. Then we've got 3rd fret to open on the 2nd string, 2nd fret to open on the 3rd string, and then 2nd fret on the 4th string, open, and then back to the 2nd fret. So we've got this. Important thing here is the rhythm. We're not coming in right on beat 1. We're coming in just after that on the and of 1, and that's really important to get the right kind of feeling. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and those first 2 notes are played a little bit more quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and a 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Important to really try and get that rhythm right. I think I'm playing all of this with alternate picking, with the pick down up on each string. If you like, you could pull off from the 3rd fret to the open string on the top string. Just makes it a little bit more easy to play. I'm pretty sure it's picked on the recording. You can hear that pick attack on the open E string. So if you can do that, I think it sounds slightly better. So that's our lead guitar riff, which runs through the verses of the song. Underneath that, we've got a kind of rhythm guitar riff, which is really like a bass line. It's actually doubling the bass line on the recording, and that's nice and simple to play. It goes like this. So we're just playing the low E string twice, then we're playing the E note at the 2nd fret on the D string twice, open D string twice, and the B note here at the 2nd fret on the A string, playing that twice. And we're just playing that even 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the important thing here is the palm muting with the picking hand. So I'm just resting the side of my hand on the strings near the bridge, just so you get that nice muffled percussive sound. And you can dig in quite hard with the pick and you get a nice tone there. Helps if you've got a little bit of reverb on the amp as well, I think. So that's kind of the rhythm guitar part on the verses. It's actually mixed very low on the original recording, but you can just about hear it if you listen really carefully. Then we've also got this riff, which is the same thing but played a couple of octaves higher. So exactly the same notes. So I'm playing an E this time at the 9th fret on the 3rd string, to the E at the 12th fret on the top string, 10th fret on the top string, and then 12th fret on the 2nd string, and exactly the same rhythm. And the same palm muting with the right hand as well is important. So you can hear that part in the verses, sort of doubling the low part and the bass line as well. So I think that's about it for the verses of the song. Now at the end of the first verse, the band pauses and you hear this chord, which as far as I can hear is just 2 notes. We've got a G and a B played at the 12th fret on the 3rd string and the 12th fret on the 2nd string. So just playing those 2 notes. And then if you've got a guitar with a whammy bar, just give it a bit of a shake. Like that. Those are the 2 notes that are coming through for me on the recording. You might occasionally be able to hear that high E note on the top string, or even the 12th fret on the 4th string as well. So you could actually do that. I don't think you need to be too precise on that. Just kind of aim for those 2 middle notes. Doesn't matter if you catch a couple of others as well. So on into the chorus of the song then, and again we've got 2 guitar parts going on. There's a not particularly prominent rhythm guitar part, which is just doubling the bass line, and then there's the lead guitar part, which is playing these kind of chord shapes. So let me take you through the rhythm guitar part first, and that starts with a riff like this, which you'll notice is exactly the same as the riff I just showed you, the low bass line doubling riff, but we're playing it up in the 5th position. So starting at the 5th fret on the low E string, then the 7th fret on the D, to the 5th fret on the D, to the 7th fret on the A, playing each of those notes twice. Exactly the same rhythm as the E riff. So we're just going to play 1 bar of that. Then we're dropping down to the low E riff twice. The A riff again, this time twice. Shaking all over. Just play the low E, and then there's the stop and the shaking all over bit. So that's the rhythm guitar. Over the top of that, we've got some nice lead guitar things going on. So just going into the chorus, we had the bit I've already talked about, the kind of E minor chord, I guess it is. Then we're playing the same idea, but at the 5th fret. 3 times. I'm just covering the 5th fret on the top 3 strings, playing that 3 times. The rhythm is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So playing on the 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, the and of 2, and beat 4. Then we are back up to the E pattern again, playing that 3 times in the same rhythm. I think occasionally there's a little, or just a little slide to the 11th fret and back again, just thrown in as a bit of a variation. So you might want to have a go at that instead of just always doing the 2, 3, 4. You could do this 1, something like that. Then we are back to the A minor again. Stop, shaking all over. So that's the lead guitar part on the chorus. I think on either the 2nd or the 3rd chorus, instead of playing the A minor here, the A minor is sometimes played up here instead. Just as a variation. So you could play A, C, and E here. The 14th fret on the G string to the 13th fret on the B, 12th fret on the high E string. Just to add a little bit of variation. And with all of these, I think a little bit of wobble with the whammy is always going to be a good thing as well. Moving on to the solo then, which I think is a really great rock and roll solo. I'm going to try and take you through it reasonably quickly. Some of this stuff is actually quite hard to describe verbally. So what I've done is I've transcribed the solo, and I'll post the tab and the music up on my website. And then if you want to get super nerdy and play it really accurately, that might be the place for you to go and go through it slowly on your own. But I'm just going to take you through the basics of it now. We're starting off with this kind of idea, played on the top 2 strings. It's a kind of unison thing where we're playing an E note at the 5th fret on the B string, and going between that and the same note but played as an open top string. And it's a kind of thing Chuck Berry or someone might play, I think. Goes something like this. You've got 2, 3, 4. that kind of thing. As you can hear, the actual rhythms are kind of constantly varying and not particularly predictable. So I think it's going to be quite a tall order to play it exactly the same way as it's done on the recording. Of course, if you want to get nerdy and do that, you're more than welcome to. That's probably the kind of thing that I would do. But probably a better approach would just be to kind of improvise with that basic idea. The main thing is that you need 4 bars worth of that idea before we move on to the next phrase. Next bit goes like this. We're starting with this kind of sweeping idea, I suppose. I'm just barring with my index finger at the 5th fret across the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings. I'm using my little finger to play the 7th fret on the top string, and I'm just pushing my pick down through those 4 strings in a continuous motion. That's the kind of sweep we've got. Then I'm playing the 5th fret on the top string, 8th fret on the B string twice, 5th fret on the B string. And then we're continuing with this, which starts exactly the same way with the same sweep. 5th fret on the top string, 8 to 5 on the 2nd string. Then we've got this bending idea. So it's a semitone bend. I'm bending the 7th fret on the 2nd string up to the 8th fret, so an F sharp up to a G. Picking the bent note again, then releasing the bend and playing 7, 5 and 6 on the 3rd string. So the whole of this sort of second phrase of the solo is and it continues like this. Quite fairly easy this bit, just open top string twice, 3 to 0 on the 2nd string, do all of that again, open top string twice, sliding into the 5th fret followed by an open top string, do that again, and then 3 to 0 on the 2nd string. So all of that bit together is 2, 3, 4. Then we've got another one of these nice sort of sweeping phrases, but it goes in a slightly different direction to the first couple. We've got this is, I suppose, outlining the B chord, outlining the 5 chord. So it's 1, and then it continues down to the 4 chord. So we're coming in with the sweep on the and of 1. I think on the first beat there's just a little bit of string noise, so you don't need to replicate that particularly, but you can just hear kind of an open D or an open G on the first beat. And then on the and of 1 we've got this the same sweeping shape we just played at the 5th fret, but now up at the 7th fret. So then I'm playing the 7th fret on the top string, 10 to 7 on the B string, 8 on the G string, 7 on the D string. So it's 2, 3, 4, 1. Then we've got a similar idea 2 frets lower. It's just the last note which is a bit different. So we've got string noise on beat 1, the sweep. This time it's 7 to 5 on the top string, 8 to 5 on the B string, 6 on the G string and 7 on the 4th string. Oops, one more time. And then we're ending the solo with more of this. Again, if you want the exact rhythms you can read them in my transcription, but you really just want kind of 2 bars of this sort of E to E unison stuff, and that's the entire solo. So I'm just going to attempt to play the entire thing reasonably slowly so you can see and hear how it all fits together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we are. I hope there'll be plenty there to keep you busy. Remember, you can look at the music and the tab on my website, and that might make learning some of this stuff a bit easier if you can actually see it in front of you and take your time with some of those more tricky rhythms and things like that. Hope you've enjoyed this lesson. If you haven't already done so, do check out my website where there are plenty more guitar lessons, some of which you might enjoy, and hope to see you again for some more of this kind of thing very soon. Bye bye.